Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at FCAU, Fiat Chrysler, and we're trying to determine which way this one can possibly go. First time looking at this stock, I think, ever. We don't trade this one. Someone asked me to take a look at it, so we are. So let's go right to the weekly first. You can see a little bit clearer. So we have a little bit of a channel. We have an uphill, uphill, sideways now in a bullish manner. So technically, this one could possibly go up. We still have, we still have resistance here, here. We got this pivot. We got the all-time high. We got this gap fill up in this area. So what we're looking for on this, if you're long, we're looking for, let's see if we close above this. We're right on this trend line, so it'll be interesting. But if we close in this area today, next week on a weekly basis, we're looking for a close higher than whatever the high of this bar will be. That will give us confirmation above the MAs. So right now, technically, it's in a strong position. It's above the MAs, but I want to see confirmation. Now let's go to the daily chart. Again, look at the channel. So we shot up, made the high pivot, came back in, and made a new higher or a lower high. That's the other thing we're looking at this. We're making lower highs here. So this equity or stock has to prove to me at least, that it has to get up here and continue on going. It has to get above this all-time high for this one to continue. Got a lot of resistance here, so let's see. But following the charts, we go up into here, come back into that area because now we have a trend line, so it comes back into this area, breaks down. I don't know if it has earnings or whatever. Comes back, makes a new low in this area, comes back up, chops around right back into this trend line. So now, since it made a low here, now we have this trend line starting to follow as well. Let's go back here. What was this? Filled the gap here with that. So anyways, so now we come back up, hit this trend line, upper trend line, comes back in, little choppy, sloppy, bearish pattern, boom, falls in. And look at this. We're right into the 200 MA, gap fill back here. Man, I wish I would have saw this. I would have been buying this one down in this area. But, I mean, you have gap fill down in here too. So that would be a little bit of savior. On something like this, don't load the boat. Go half position with a wider stop and play it. But now we retrace back up into the 618 fib. We have a gap fill up in here. Gets above the MAs. Never confirms. Comes right back down. Now we're below. Kind of pops it up. Below. Now they pop it right back up. If we close up here today on the daily chart, we're in a strong stance. So now we're above the MAs, and we could possibly go up. That's what we're looking for. But again, on the weekly now, I want to see on the weekly time frame. So next week, next Friday, this thing has to close above this candle for me to be bullish on this, or a little bit. Again, it still has to get above all this resistance, get above the all-time high, and then confirm, and then it could possibly go. So again, we're in a pretty good pattern. I would have liked to seen this a little bit tighter, but for me, it's just in a neutral stance. You have gap fill here. If it comes back down, I like this area right in here again. That's like the scene of the crime. I mean, we hit it once. So, but now we have the 50 MA curling up. So if we go back into this area, this could be a possible buy area as well. Let's look if we have anything else. Again, I'm just looking at this. Is the first time I'm looking at this chart. You have a little bit of area there. You have a little bit of area here. This is where it went up into, came back. You know what? Let's look back here if we had anything back in here. Yeah, it's a little bit choppy. So we came up in here, retraced back down, came in, popped through, came back in, and then finally got through. So this is an area too in here. Let's go to the monthly. Again, strong stance above the MAs in a bullish pattern. But you know what? Right now, everything's going to be a market trade. If the markets go down, everything will go down. If the markets go up, this one will probably go up. So really, we're waiting on weekly confirmation. Daily, if it closes up here, it's in a strong position. But again, we filled this gap here too. That was another one we filled today. So did it fill the gap, and is it going to go down? Don't know. Want to wait for confirmation on the weekly. Gets above this high, then we could see a little more highs. But again, if we do go up, and if you're in this trade long, start nibble. If it starts getting up in here, start taking some off the table. Take half off. If it gets above the all-time high, let the last half run. But if it doesn't, at least you took half off. If it comes back, put a break even in and just stop out. All right, everyone. Hopefully that helps you with Fiat Chrysler. Again, more on the bullish side, but until it gets above this high, then I can't get a position in this. Confirm above the weekly, then maybe, but we'll see. We'll see how pattern plays out. Right now, let's go to the daily chart. Again, we're up. Let's see some sideways action, and let's see another move up, kind of like here. But then we got sideways, and then it broke down, and now we're doing it again. So my stance on Fiat Chrysler, just neutral. Prove to me you're a strong stock. Start getting up to this area, and then we'll talk. If you're already long in this, if it gets up into here, start taking some off the table. That's a heck of a trade. From 15 to 16, 17. Come on, you have to take that one. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching my videos. Hopefully they're helping some traders out there. Thanks again. God bless. See you on the charts.